reading One Piece chapter 51, Zoro Overboard. Zoro has now encountered Hawkeye Mihawk a lot sooner than he anticipated to, and he, of course, is ready to fight Mihawk, challenge him to a duel of sorts. However, Mihawk is, as usual, entirely apathetic, but literally everyone on the scene has stopped to marvel at what they're seeing, because this is Hawkeye Mihawk, and this is Pirate Hunter Roronoa Zoro. These are two very infamous individuals, and they are meeting in combat in front of our very eyes. So this is a big deal, not just for Zoro, but like in the East Blue in general, I guess. Mihawk takes out a very small knife, like literally a kitchen knife, if that, and he says, "I'm not the kind of fool who hunts rabbits with a cannon. You may have a reputation, but you're still just a bunny." And he really is, like, honestly, I remember when I first was watching this, I thought everyone was just being so dramatic about this, like hyping up the Grand Line so much, calling them pathetic. You know, I really thought this was a little much. You know, it was a little excessive. But in reality, they literally are just kids. And on your first watch through, it's really easy to forget that, but then once you see where we progress to, you come back here and you're like, oh my gosh, they really were just kids. Like, we've come so far. Zoro tells Mihawk to cool it with the bravado because he'll feel real stupid when Zoro kills him, but Mihawk tells Zoro that he is just a frog croaking in his puddle that is the East Blue. The East Blue is said to be the tamest of the seas, and it is time we saw how big the world actually is. And this is our first true taste of life outside of the East Blue, the first time we really get humbled by what is to come. That is what Mihawk represents. He is our first taste, our first little sample of just how dangerous and unpredictable and crazy the Grand Line is. He is our first oh shit moment that we get for this crew before things really start picking up. That is what Mihawk is. Mihawk holds back an attack from Zoro using all three of his swords, an attack that apparently has never been countered before, with just a kitchen knife. Zoro and crew are immediately humbled by Mihawk here. Zoro questions if he really is just a little frog. He is astounded by the deficit between him and Mihawk, between him and his goal. This deficit is much larger than he had anticipated. Zoro recalls Kuina, the promise that they made together, the reason that he's fighting Mihawk in the first place. Mihawk asks Zoro what drives him. Why keep fighting if you know that you'll lose? Johnny and Yusaku attempt to go help